everyone, it's Mel here and welcome back to the channel for this month's equestrian video. First equestrian video of 2025 with my two lovely girls. I've got Abby here beside me. She's my new grey Connemara, and over there at the gate is the OG, Miss Maggie, who's currently pushing on the gate because she wants food and she's already finished hers and Abby hasn't. So today Maggie and I are going to show you some of the horse equipment and things that I use to make horse riding and horse care a little bit quicker, easier and more accessible as someone who is blind. So the first items that I'm going to show you have to do with grooming. None of these things are actually specialist items, but I have made sure that they are slightly different. First of all are my actual grooming kits. This one here I know is my grey Connemara Abby's because it's in a completely different box to Maggie's. It's in a blue container with a handle which is rectangle, and Maggie's I have in this white bucket. The brushes themselves are also slightly mostly different textures. If we compare Maggie's body brush with Abby's body brush, you will see Maggie's is longer and wider, and when I hold them in my hands it's slightly heavier, and it's obviously quite a lot older than Abby's as well. So if I was to somehow accidentally get them confused, that would be another way that I could tell which is which. So that's a quick way of making sure that I can tell the differences without having to put braille labels on everything, which over time can fall off. So the second thing that I use, which helps me as a blind person, is my saddle pad. Everybody has to use a saddle pad, very important, but it's the kind of saddle pad that I have that makes it useful. When I buy a saddle pad, I always make sure that it's one of the ones that have this little bit of, I think it's wool, where the withers go on the saddle pad. Some you will see don't have that, and that makes it harder for someone who is blind or has low vision to figure out which is the front. A lot of saddle pads will have these straps here on the sides that you put the girth strap through to hold the girth on, but I find it easier to look for the wool instead of looking for the straps for the girth. So the next thing that I have slightly different is, because I have two horses, I always make sure that I have slightly different textured things for them, including lead ropes and head collars. In my hands here, I have both of my horses what I call working lead ropes. And these are the lead ropes that I use when I'm taking the horses and working them in the arena or the activity paddock or the round yard. The one for Maggie, which is a different colour, is slightly smoother. I don't know if the camera would pick that up. And it's also longer than the one for Abby. Abby's one is slightly more wrinkly. It's also kind of slightly more floppy, shorter. It's only 10 feet, Maggie's is 12 feet. And like I said, they are different colors so that I can, if I'm for some reason asking a sighted person to get them out of the tack room, I can ask them to get me the specific coloured lead rope depending on which horse I'm using.
Go.
So the next thing that I use when I'm doing arena work, you might be able to hear all the ticking noise, are metronomes. These are my best friend. As you can see, we have a very large indoor arena. I'm reasonably sure it's 20 by 80. So to me, it's just a big open echoey space. I can echolocate the walls, but if I have metronomes at the letters, I'm going to be able to mark which letters I'm at and do manoeuvres, find the corners, and things like that. So I'm going to be able to ride long rein and do in-hand work safely. So another thing that I do, and we're talking about feeding now, is once again, I have different things for both horses. And what I do is I make sure that I have different feeling buckets for each horse because they are on a slightly different diet at the moment. They are different colours, once again, so that when I'm here with someone who can see, I can say, could you please grab Maggie's black bucket or Abby's blue bucket? But because I can't see the colours, they are different sizes. You'll see Maggie's bucket is the smaller one. And I also have got this, what used to be pink, piece of baling twine on the handle so that I can feel it and identify Maggie's bucket. And Abby's bucket, which is blue, is the bigger one and it doesn't have any identifiers on the string. So I hope that helps for anybody who's looking for some equipment that you can use to sort of make riding easier if you are blind or have low vision. One of the things, if you are a low vision rider, is obviously using things that have a lot of contrast. I didn't talk about things with contrast because I'm not a low vision person anymore. I rely wholly and solely on sound and touch. So exploring some high contrast items would also be a good idea. Like I also said, these items that I all showed you are not sort of specialist items. Everything that I talked about today is just normal horse gear. Those saddle pads that I showed you are sort of your mainstream cheapest saddle pads that you can get. Those lead ropes I just picked up from my local tack store for like 15 bucks. You know, everything, if you do your research, can be done as cheaply as you need to, or you can really go all out talk about saddles and bridles and stuff because Abby hasn't got a bridle yet, so I don't have to worry about the difference between the two, but they will probably have different bits, so I'll be able to tell by the feel of the bit in their bridle as to which bridle belongs to which horse. The other thing that I didn't mention are things like rugs and stuff like that. I try and go for, once again, different colours to help my support workers differentiate between the two, and slightly different textures as well to help me differentiate between the two. But it's the 1st day of February here in Australia right now when I'm filming this, and my horses haven't been rugged since, I would say, the end of August, maybe middle of September. So I'm not talking about rugs at the moment because summer rugs aren't really a thing that I do. So I hope that this video has helped. Obviously, I didn't talk about actually knowing the difference between the horse. So if you would like me to do an in-depth video about how I know the difference between my two horses themselves, please let me know, and I will do a video talking about the difference. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to Mel's Blind Life and click the bell notifications, and I'll see you next time.